share something with you today, that life is short and we need to love our loved ones. Love your neighbors, whether they like you or not. Love people in your neighborhood. Love your friends. Love your family. Life can be so precious and short. And people that have dealt with toxic relationships and, a lot of just bad things in your life, that you've seen a lot of death. There was one year 6 people within 2.5 years died. So I've had a lot of death in my family. But it really hit hard today when I was talking to one of my cousins, and she told me, she's a cousin that just turned 60, although none of us look our age. No, at least I have good genes. But one of my cousins that was only a couple years older than me, so she was in her mid-50s or something, or early 50s. We don't know exactly her birthday. There was a lot of cousins, so, but anyways, I know she's a few years older than me, and she died today. She died. I'm just oh my God. I almost died a year and a half ago at somebody else's hands. And that's what started me on my spiritual journey. Not that I haven't almost died several times before that by other people's hands, or even by car accidents, different things that have happened to me, But then you realize how precious life is. You really do. But I just wanted to share with you guys that it doesn't matter if someone is 50. I've lost somebody. My ex-husband, his anniversary was yesterday, and he died right before he turned 27. Yeah. We weren't married anymore, but it just means that, I didn't have somebody co-parenting with me, and our sons grew up without a dad. So be just loving and forgiving, and just understand that everyone has their own truths, which maybe lies to us, but it's their truth. And so even when things really upset you or anything, because families gossip. Sometimes we have toxic stuff in our families. Sometimes it's just friends. But you know what? Forgive them, and just let the universe know, or your higher self, or God. Leave it to God. They'll get it figured out, right? But the main thing we have to do, or we need to do every day, is love. Even when I meet strangers, are they really strangers? Did we meet in another life? I'm always going to be friendly. I'm always going to open the door for an elderly person or offer help. And even somebody's handicapped, and sometimes they don't want help. They're just no, do not help me. But then there's some people that maybe they just had a surgery and they just need some help, whatever. But knowing that she died today, and I have a friend that has lupus and autoimmune, so knowing all the stuff that she goes through, and then a couple of my cousins, and she's actually the younger cousin out of 2 of them, because one is in her mid-60s and she has lupus as well, which is her older sister. And it's just it's just really sad that people are going so young. My father died before he turned 51. I almost died before I turned 51. There's a lot of people that died way too young, and they don't get to live this life fully. And my cousin had adopted some kids, and she has grandkids, and a wonderful husband. She was one of us that was granted, I should say, or her contract in this lifetime. She met her husband, I think, in high school, but from what I can remember, since I was little, they've always been together. So it has to be really hard on him, because she found her divine masculine super early. I've been through a shit show. And so is my other cousin that we were talking about. We were talking earlier. She goes, God has a plan. I'm like, I know. We've all had some pretty very bad relationships. I'm like, I have to laugh about it now because it's just like me clearing out my karma for this life. Don't have to deal with none of that stuff in the other lives that I get later. But anyways, in the meantime, live in love. Trust in your higher source. I say God, you can say source. Jesus, like he's the one that leads the way with love, right? And he showed us spirituality and unconditional love. So the way God is, Jesus as well. And I had to learn that too. Yes. But it's Friday. I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer, but I'm